Alright, settle down. I'm gonna call the roll while the rabbi here matches faces to names. Raise your hand when I call your name. Listen up. Anderson, Aziz, Barthery, Bernstein, Green. You the art specialist? No? Okay. Jones, Kildar, Lamont, LeClaire, Suarez, Wang, Weiss, Yardley. Anybody know where Yardley is? You're from their CT, right, LeClaire? I see. I'd appreciate if you'd pass on my condolences when you get the chance. Yakub, Zimmer. That everyone? Alright, good morning. I'm Paul DiMaggio. I command MTF Theta 90, the Angle Grinders. This is Ariel Ben David of MTF Chai 3, the Exorcist. Welcome to the SCP Foundation Mobile Task Force Directorate. First of all, congratulations. We know how much work you put to get this far, and we know that you've all left promising careers in containment, security, and hell, even research. For all that we're gonna give you shit for being rooks, just bear in mind that we know what you've done to get here. This might be the last time you hear these words for a while, so listen close. Well done. On that subject, let me outline the next steps a little for you. Training. You all know you got the same basic program for the next few months. Shit, I think there are janitors that know about MTF Basic School. But can anybody tell me what happens after that? No? Didn't think so. That's because the details of each MTF's own training are need to know. You'll find out what your special to tasks gonna be like after you've been assigned. And before anyone asks, we'll get to that in a second. But first, while I got you all here, I'm going to tell you a few things me and this guy have learned in our service. Shit, how much has it been between us, Rabbi? 30 years? Damn. That you might not find in any training manuals. So open your ears and listen up. First, MTF structure. Most of you get some idea what this is about. So I'm just going to give you the executive summary. Mobile task forces have the same 3 basic career tracks for operatives. Field agents. These guys are basically the same jack of most trades field dogs you know already, just better. Most of you who were field agents in retrieval teams, plus a few of you from containment and security, are going to be field dogs in your MTF. You'll probably be doing similar shit to what you did before, just harder. A lot harder. The others from containment and all of you from research are going to be specialists. You guys are going to be providing critical expertise to your task force in its DOS. That means you can probably guess what kind of task force you're going to be deployed into. Mr. Suarez, for example, ain't heading to my crew. We don't exactly have a billet for an anomalous manuscript expert. But there are task forces that do, otherwise he wouldn't be here. Everyone else, and definitely most of you guys from security, are going to be tactical. You guys are going to keep the specialists safe. Hell, sometimes the field dogs too. And basically get the brunt of all the worst shit for your entire careers. Yeah, I see you grinning. Used to it, ain't ya? But I came in from security myself back in the day, so now you got proof. Not everyone gets wasted on their 3rd deployment, just the dumb ones. Quit pouting, Weiss, I was kidding. But speaking of deployments, that brings me to the next thing. You're hardly ever gonna deploy. Oh sure, you're gonna rack up a good number of deployments in your careers, assuming you spend the rest of them with us, of course. But new skips don't come along every day, and ones that need a task force instead of a regular team contain them, or recontain sometimes, are even rare. Don't get cocky though, because that doesn't mean it's going to be slow. You're going to spend like 90% of your uptime training. Some of you are familiar with the way of doing things already. The rest of you, you're going to hate it sometimes. But when you get out on your first deployment, you'll get it. Train hard. Contain easy. Let me see what else. Anesthetics. I'm going to give you give it to you straight. You're gonna be anesthetized. Now, it's not the first thing the brass reach for if they think we've seen something they don't like. And it's a lot more targeted with us so they don't waste all that training. But it's gonna happen. Having to be anesthetized is one of the costs of doing business in MTF. Shit, I've been anesthetized a few times. Some of them I was told about afterwards. The other times I can work out. Obviously, I can't remember, right? Huh. And you want to know one of the reasons why we don't just get anesthetized every 5 minutes? The ethics committee. Oh, I see. Zimmer thinks I made a joke. Do I look like I'm joking, Agent? I bet you think differently, right, LeClaire? Yeah, thought so. You're gonna get more information on this later, but right now I can tell you this. The committee has a lot more power than you think it has. It has eyes on the task forces at all times, and it does not play games. So don't make the same mistake of thinking that you can get away with anything you want now you're a high-speed MTF operative. I've seen more than a few rookies learn that the hard way. The ethics committee is not a fucking joke. Don't say you weren't warned. And there's one last thing. You can't handle this job. Sure, you think you can. You're all hard-charging, motivated go-getters, or you wouldn't be here. And what about me and the rabbi and all the other MTF vets? Truth is, nobody can really handle this life. You're gonna see and maybe do shit that the human mind just wasn't built to be able to deal with. We've got structures in place to help you, but in the meantime, you gotta be prepared that there are things you can't prepare for. Hey, is that some Zen shit or what? Seriously though, you know the thing I said about being anesthetized? Yeah, sometimes you're gonna be asking for it. Gonna help you sleep a little better at night. Alright, now I've ended on a happy note and boosted team morale. Ha, now you clowns have a sense of humor, huh? I think we're about done. Real quick, before we go to assignments. Questions? Comments? Concerns? Aziz, okay Aziz, I'm gonna answer that, because Specialist Ben David is just here to observe today. To address your first point, it does happen, though the rabbi spent his entire career with the Exorcist. As for the rest, my advice to you is to focus on basic skills now and worry about all of that later. LeClaire, okay, I'm gonna answer this one, but this answers for everyone. First, if you don't make it through basic school, you're gonna get a pat on the head, a thanks for your time, and return to your previous unit after you get anesthetized. Second, here's a free tip. You have to have 100% self-belief and 100% mental strength to make it here. And if you don't, you might want to think hard about whether or not to go ahead. We clear? Good. Zimmer? Nah, it's not based on your career track. You're ex-Navy, right? Yeah, it doesn't work like that. We have task force commanders that started out in all the basic tracks, plus some that started in weirder tracks a few task forces use. Kildar? Ah, man, you guys always gotta ask him about him, huh? Max Lombardi didn't answer this when you were a rookie regular agent? One more time then. Yes, he is. MTF commanders report to him when it comes to training our task forces. And the rumors are all bullshit. He's just a guy that's very good at what he does. That cover everything? Outstanding. Any more questions? No. Okay, assignments. Listen up. Anderson and Jones, you guys are going to shore up the CBRN platoon in New 7. Aziz, you'll be with the rabbi here in Chai 3. Bar 3, you're going to Psi 7. So if you wondered why the fuck we need civil engineers in MTFs, you're gonna find out real soon. Bernstein, you're going to Iota 10. And do me a favor, if you meet Steve Palmer, say hi to him for me. Where was I? Okay, Green. You, Cube, and Zimmer are all going to Zeta 9. Unlucky. Ha! Nah, they're good. We got a little rivalry going on with them because of all the related DOSes. Kildar, you're with New 2. If you see Dr. Trebuchet, tell her I said hi. Lamont, you wonder why you didn't go to New 7 with the other two? You're off to the Maz Hatters, buddy. Beta 7. Have fun with that. Let's see. Last few. LeClaire, you're off to Muse 4. Try not to jump at too many shadows. Suarez, you're assigned to Row 1. Apparently, they got some things they want you to read. Wang, you're also going to Row 1 because they're short on tactical guys with your specialist skills. And Weiss, I guess you drew the short straw because you're with me in Theta 9. Alright, 10-minute break. Don't leave the red area. Be back here at quarter after so we can get started on your in-processing paperwork. Yeah, Wang, already. Welcome to the task forces. See you in 10.